Right now, thousands of dollars worth of goods stolen from a UW fraternity during an alleged break-in.
The change is inevitable. The growth is what's optional, and I'm willing to grow.
Plus, a new era begins today for the UW football program. Luke Fickell introduced at Camp Randall as the new head coach.
And an early season reminder from the Madison Fire Department when 2 people are rescued after falling through some thin ice. That's all coming up at 10. Tonight, members of one UW fraternity say they feel violated after someone broke into their house and stole well over $3,000 worth of items.
Now, to share what we know about this incident, our McKenna Alexander is live on Langdon Street now, where the alleged burglary took place. McKenna?
Here at the Theta Chi fraternity house, members are double-checking their locks tonight after several valuable items were taken straight from their bedrooms. Now, members tell me they did file a police report, but as of tonight, MPD has not confirmed an investigation after request to do so. Because of this, the surveillance video provided by the fraternity is blurred in this story.
It's kind of violating, to be honest. It just feels a bit like, wow. I mean, I have nothing to do with this guy, but yet still comes out and makes such a negative impact on my life for a second. It's tough to take.
The night before Thanksgiving, Jack Worley crashed on a friend's couch down the hall from in the Theta Chi fraternity. Because of this, Worley's room was empty and unlocked.
I woke up in the next morning, started packing, looked for my computer, couldn't find it. And then I check, find my iPhone, and it's about 6 miles east near the airport, near MATC.
Worley wasn't the only one searching for items, as some of his friends in the house also woke up Thursday to find their PS4 and several controllers missing from their rooms. Fraternity surveillance footage shows a man entering 5 rooms and attempting to enter 24 more, but unable to, as those doors were locked.
These are my group of guys. You know, I'm very comfortable with them. I trust them to not do stuff like that, so I'm not a consistently locking my door type of person.
Worley says he never expected something like this to happen, especially given he was inside the house during the break-in.
There's always something that you feel like you could have done in the past, like I could have locked my door. We could have made sure that the open. So it's tough to feel regretful about that. I guess the best thing is just to be proactive and overly safe.
As of Monday, the items taken from the fraternity have not been returned. Worley says he hopes his loss helps others gain something. In this case, an important lesson on safety.
It's good to understand that, you know, it's not the end of the world. It's going to get better. I just would really like to hold him accountable, or at least have people go more safe for the future.
Worley tells me he does have another meeting with MPD tomorrow to go over that surveillance footage. Now, again, police have not confirmed their investigation into this break-in, so be sure to stick with News 3 Now as we continue to learn more.
McKenna, thank you. Next at 10, a brief update tonight to last week's homicide investigation in Madison. An MPD spokesperson says officers are still actively investigating, but say at this point, releasing specific details like the suspect's name or description could put the investigation at risk. Last Tuesday, 36-year-old Shantarie Riley was shot and killed near the area of Lakeside Street and John Nolan Drive. Police said Riley was in an altercation with someone prior to the shooting and may have known the shooter. New tonight, police in Columbus are asking for help finding the driver who hit a crossing guard last week in a crosswalk and didn't stop. This happened on Wednesday in the area of West James Street and Dickinson Boulevard. Police say the driver, who is only being identified as a woman, was behind the wheel of this white Jeep SUV. The crossing guard, who was wearing a vest and carrying a stop sign, suffered minor injuries.
Well, check this out. Crews had to rescue 2 people from Cherokee Lake this weekend on the city's north side after they fell through the ice. They went through about 150 feet from shore. Crews say the water was up to their chests and they were unable to get themselves out. They were rescued and did not need further medical treatment. The fire department using it as a teaching opportunity, reminding everyone that our local lakes are not yet ready for any wintertime activities. It may be a little while before they are. And on that note, let's get a look at our first warn forecast. Here is Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Eric, it's really tough when the temperatures fluctuate up and down. Today we were above freezing for most of the day, and we'll stay above freezing tonight. tonight, and that won't help the ice situation until we get some consistent cold weather. Time lapse from the WISC Skycam showed sunshine for much of the day. That got temperatures into the middle 40s, but clouds started to thicken up a little bit during the afternoon hours. And as we check out Doppler track tonight, you can see there have been a few flurries up in northern Wisconsin, but some light snow moving into western Minnesota, the forerunner of a band of snow that will stay mainly to our north and west, but we'll get a little bit on the tail end of the rain that will come through tomorrow. High temperatures today above freezing. 44 Madison, 45 in Janesville, La Crosse 44, Milwaukee hit 46, and right now temperatures are still above freezing. Upper 30s to around 40 degrees, and they'll probably stay above freezing overnight. Here in Dane County, Madison's at 40, 39 in Edgerton, 38 degrees in Cross Plains, and 39 degrees in Waunakee. For the rest of the night, look for mostly cloudy skies. It'll be milder than last night. Low temperature dropping to 36 degrees, and we'll see some rain develop tomorrow, but that will change to snow sometime tomorrow evening as colder air moves in. I'll tell you when that'll happen and how much we can expect in just a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. Next at 10, a new era begins now for the UW football program. The university introducing Luke Fickell as the team's new head coach today with a special event at Camp Randall. So a little background now on Luke Fickell and who he is. He was an all-state wrestler and football player at Columbus, Ohio at St. Francis de Sales High School. In college, he set a record playing 50 straight games for the Buckeyes, playing for then coach John Cooper. In 2011, amid turmoil at the program, Fickell was named interim head coach at Ohio State as the Buckeyes upset Russell Wilson and the eventual Big Ten champion Badgers that year. He then would stay on as an assistant coach for the 2014 national champs under head coach Urban Meyer at Ohio State, serving as co-defensive coordinator before then moving on to become a head coach. And for the past 6 seasons, he has led the Bearcats of Cincinnati, transforming that program into a national contender. And Fickell won the Bear Bryant National Coach of the Year award last year and sent 9 players to the NFL, 8 of whom were unheralded recruits who would develop into stars. Fickell now becomes the 31st head coach in UW history and the 3rd one this year alone after, of course, Paul Chryst firing, then interim coach Jim Leonard taking over. The 49-year-old father of 6 officially being introduced today. He talked about his past and also what he hopes to achieve here at Wisconsin.
This is bigger than me. This is bigger than any one coach. You know, this is about a team. This is about a group of men. This is about a guys coming together and believing, even through all these changes and different things that are going to happen, that we build something, you know, and we build it together.
The UW Board of Regents, which must meet to sign off on a head coaching hire and compensation package, met in closed session yesterday afternoon. The announcement came later last night. We'll have more on the hire and the contract details for Luke Fickell. That's coming up a little later in sports.
One day after hiring Fickell, UW has also opened applications for the rest of his coaching staff. Job postings for offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, strength and conditioning coaches, and another assistant coaching position went up on the university's job site this morning. The postings list an opening date of today and a closing date of Monday, December 5th. And for more coverage of this major hiring, head over to channel3000.com or download our Channel 3000 news app, all for free anywhere you go. In Washington, D.C., the White House unveiled its 2022 Christmas decorations this morning. First Lady Dr. Jill Biden says the theme for this year's decorations is We the People. While it takes about a week for the decorations to be put up and placed perfectly, planning for the holidays begins in the spring with the First Lady choosing the theme and inspiration by mid-year. This year, there are 77 Christmas trees throughout the White House with more than 83,000 lights decorating the trees, garlands, wreaths, and displays throughout the property.
The judge who presided over the Waukesha parade trial today saying she will make a decision on whether to run for the Wisconsin Supreme Court, quote, in the coming days. Today, we spoke with Waukesha County Circuit Court Judge Jennifer Dorough after she garnered national attention while presiding over the Darrell Brooks trial.
It's been so overwhelming to receive so much support and encouragement to consider running for the state Supreme Court. It is something that I have had career aspirations about going back probably 5 or 6 years.
But she hasn't made up her mind quite yet, and if Dorough enters the race, she will likely face conservative former Justice Dan Kelly, along with 2 left-leaning candidates who are in the race as well. The top 2 candidates in the nonpartisan February primary will then face off against each other in April. Kellyanne Conway, who served in the White House as a senior advisor to then-President Donald Trump, met with the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th attack today. The in-person meeting lasted roughly 5 hours. The committee has not publicly subpoenaed Conway, and she told reporters today she voluntarily appeared before the panel.
Next tonight, here's something you don't see very often. A pilot and passenger were rescued after a small plane got tangled in power lines as it went down in Maryland overnight. Both were not seriously injured, but they were stranded 100 feet in the air. Rescue operations lasted for hours. Power was knocked out to 120,000 customers in the area. In Chicago, a plane from Kansas landed at O'Hare this afternoon after a report of smoke in the cargo hold. The Atlas Air 747 landed without incident and was evacuated as emergency crews surrounded the plane. The good news here, no one was hurt, and regular operations continued at O'Hare.
The white supremacist accused of killing 10 black people at a Buffalo supermarket earlier this year, pleading guilty this morning to 25 state counts, including murder and hate-motivated terrorism. The 19-year-old opened fire at Top Supermarket in May with a legally purchased semi-automatic rifle that he illegally modified, killing 10 people, wounding 3 others. A sentencing date is on the books for February 15th.
More local news now. There are some new displays hanging up at Verona Area High School. 12 Native American tribal flags unveiled this morning. Each flag was donated by the tribal nations. Students, staff, and a Ho-Chunk Nation elder participated in the event. Going forward, the flags will be a permanent fixture at the high school. And here is something to check out. Immersive Van Gogh opened today at Greenway Station in Middleton. This exhibit is on a nationwide tour. Giant screens and projectors are used to make Van Gogh's artwork seem larger than life and let you feel like you're a part of his canvas. The exhibit takes about 35 minutes to complete and will be in town through January 8th. And still to come tonight, we've got a pretty dramatic cool down on the way tomorrow. Gary Canalti will have his latest forecast.
But first, an update from NASA's Artemis 1 mission, so we see some new close-up images from the moon.
Wisconsin, one of those places where families spend their winters among our frozen lakes and snow-covered hills. With all the fun we're having, it's easy to take for granted how we warm up, by the fire or simply adjusting our thermostat. But what if you couldn't warm up so easily? It might be simple to imagine for 60 seconds, but for many, it's a reality they can't ignore. Working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans struggling to keep their heat and power on in the dangerous cold of winter. Freezing temperatures aren't just uncomfortable for them, they can be deadly. Make a real difference by providing a hand up for a neighbor in need. No matter the amount, every dollar helps. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safe in your home. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get a $500 cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter engine. Plus, current Chevy owners can get an additional $2,500 cash allowance. Plus, unlock your code to claim $500 Chevy Cyber Cash.
This holiday season at the Century House. Give $50 or more to charity and get $200 off any stressless recliner with power, any stressless recliner and ottoman, or any stressless office chair. Or get $200 off each stressless sofa seat or $400 off all stressless Mayfair recliners and ottomans in all Paloma leather colors. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
The Internet of Things is evolving, creating the Internet of You. And Spectrum, America's leading internet provider, is bringing you seamless connectivity across all your devices. Introducing Spectrum One, Spectrum Internet with speeds of 300 megabits for smoother surfing, streaming, gaming, and more. Advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced security and privacy on all your devices. And one line of Spectrum Mobile with unlimited talk, text, and data and nationwide 5G included. Get it all for just $49.99 a month. Call 833-882-4999.
Jamil joins us. I love you. I love you. Will you marry me? Yeah, let's just do it. Plus, Just Dallas is here.
There's no Jennifer Hudson Christmas album. I mean, I'm a little upset by it.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. The packages are always moving at Amazon fulfillment centers. The retail giant handles some 66,000 orders worldwide every hour, but today is likely its busiest day of the year. Even though Amazon and other retailers have been offering deals since October, the National Retail Federation predicts nearly 64 million Americans to do some shopping today for Cyber Monday. And online sales aren't just setting records today. Black Friday online sales hit just over $9.1 billion this year. That's according to Adobe Analytics. Officials there say it's an all-time high despite recent economic concerns. Adobe says sales were strong for items like electronics and exercise equipment, but the record-breaking total was helped by higher prices.
Oil prices in the U.S. have hit a low, not seen in nearly a year, down to $81 per barrel. That is the lowest price since January. Analysts say fears about COVID restrictions and lockdown protests in China have caused a dent in demand, leading to lower gas prices in the U.S., according to AAA. The national average cost of a gallon of gas is now $3.55. Next at 10, the Great Barrier Reef is in great danger. That's according to a report backed by the United Nations. It comes after scientists performed a 10-day monitoring mission of the Australian coral reef earlier this year. They concluded climate change has majorly affected the reef's ecosystem, recommending to place the Great Barrier Reef, which is one of the world's 7 natural wonders, on their in danger list of World Heritage Sites. NASA's Orion capsule reached its farthest distance from Earth.
And that comes as we see incredible new pictures of the lunar surface taken from the spacecraft. Christian Benavides has the latest on the Artemis 1 mission.
New images from Orion's cameras as it travels through space. These black and white snapshots show a close-up of craters on the surface of the moon. The pictures are taken from over 200,000 miles away. The capsule officially reaching 268,000 miles, the farthest a spacecraft meant to carry humans has ever gone, eclipsing a record set back in 1970 by Apollo 13's Odyssey.
Today, Orion really marked a milestone.
It was a big milestone for the Orion spacecraft and the Artemis 1 mission. It's another sign that this vehicle, the Orion, will be able to safely carry astronauts to the moon.
Orion is now in a distant retrograde orbit, 40,000 miles from the lunar surface. It will take about a week for it to complete half an orbit around the moon. Orion's cameras, often being streamed back live, allow us to view Earth and the moon from deep space.
And it provides a unique perspective. You know, they're able to watch the Earth disappear behind the moon.
NASA officials outlined the progress that's been made and some of the challenges ahead during a late Monday press conference.
Micrometeoroid and orbital debris, which is our top risk driver, is in play until we get out of the space environment.
Boosters in ignition. Artemis 1 is just the first step in a new era of space exploration. If the mission is successful, the next one, set for as early as 2024, will take astronauts on a journey around the moon. And then in 2025, they would return to the lunar surface. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
Orion's 3-week journey is set to end December 11th with a splashdown in the Pacific near San Diego.
And continuing coverage tonight, earlier today, the Hawaii Fire Department observed the continued flow of lava coming from Hawaii's Mauna Loa volcano after it erupted late last night for the first time in nearly 40 years. The fire department assured residents that the lava is not a threat to communities, but the Hawaii Department of Transportation advised travelers that the volcanic activity may affect flights arriving on the island.
Well, let's go to Gary Cadalti now, the latest on our forecast. You were out there, didn't you?
Yeah, about a year ago, and we were actually on the big island of Hawaii, and when we saw the Kilauea eruption, with just a little bit of steam there, but Mauna Loa is a big deal because that's right in the middle of the island, but fortunately it also keeps it away from a lot of people. A lot of ashfall there too, possibility from falling ash from the volcanic eruption. But 3 things you need to know around here. Rain will be falling from the sky tomorrow afternoon, early tomorrow evening, but that will change to snowflakes probably by this time tomorrow, if not before. That will end later tomorrow night, and then it'll be windy and colder on Wednesday with high temperatures only in the 20s. Doppler track showing some snow starting to move from South Dakota into western portions of Minnesota. That's part of a strong storm system that will be bringing widespread snow from Iowa into southeastern Minnesota and much of northwestern Wisconsin by tomorrow afternoon. But you can see around here, Madison will be around 50 degrees with rain, but notice La Crosse, they're at 35, so temperatures cold enough for some snow there. Probably not sticking yet, but as we look at 6 p.m., you can see rain here in Madison. La Crosse now below freezing. That'll be Richland Center, Platteville, barely above freezing at that point. And then as we head toward midnight, by the time we get cold enough for snow here in Madison, the bulk of the precipitation is to our north and east. So we're probably left with some flurries or some very light snow showers. But the windy and colder weather moves in for Wednesday with high temperatures staying in the 20s. In fact, rainfall amounts probably less than 1/10 of an inch in the rain that will fall during the day tomorrow and tomorrow evening, a little bit more to the north and west. But as temperatures turn colder, it's possible there could be some icy conditions that develop on roads because the wet roads will freeze as temperatures drop below freezing. But snowfall amounts around here, less than an inch, maybe an inch or two toward La Crosse, but farther to the north and west, a band of 4 to maybe 8 inches of snow with locally up to a foot over parts of the western UP of Michigan, thanks to Lake Superior. So winter storm warnings in effect from the Twin Cities metro area, the southern portion of that, up into northwestern Wisconsin with winter weather advisories into parts of Iowa and Nebraska. Farther to the south, same storm system, a big severe weather outbreak, moderate risk or level 4 risk of severe thunderstorms over eastern Arkansas and much of Mississippi. This area here, a 15% chance or greater of a tornado within 25 miles of a point, and the hatched area indicates the potential for strong tornadoes of EF2 strength or greater. So we're in a good spot. Too far to the north for severe weather, too far to the south for accumulating snow. So 50 for the high tomorrow with mainly showers in the afternoon, but as we look at planning your day for tomorrow, high of 50 in Madison, 50 in Watertown. Notice out to the west, temperatures probably only reaching the upper 30s before they start to drop. And you can see by noon tomorrow, temperatures 40s to around 50 here. The colder air moves in, the rain changes to snow to the north and west, and then everything winds down after midnight, and we're just left with some clouds by early on Wednesday morning. Rainfall amounts, 1/10 of an inch or less. Snowfall amounts, probably less than an inch, although a little bit more perhaps up north and west of the Dells. 7 to 10 day forecast. 33 on Thursday, back up to 46 on Friday, a cool down Saturday, and a storm system early next week that could bring at least some minor snow accumulations from Monday night into Tuesday, and then cold weather after that for Wednesday and Thursday.
And coming up in sports, we hear from Luke Fickell again but this time he talks about the interactions he's been having with the team since being named head coach just over 24 hours ago.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Sometimes a cough isn't just a cough, so it's better to be prepared. Keeping Binax Now handy makes it easy to test. And self-test kits may be reimbursable with no copay through your health plan. With Binax Now, you'll have reliable results in 15 minutes with the self-test that features the same technology doctors use and detects multiple variants, including Omicron BA.5. So you can always be prepared with Binax Now, the #1 COVID-19 self-test in the U.S.
Clean, safe, fun. I was hoping daytime care for Mom would be like that. Oh, Grace's new center is so nice. Now, caring for Mom is so much easier.
It's easier to manage my chemo side effects since a Grace Supportive Care came to see me. It was a Grace, but it wasn't hospice.
When you're ready for hospice, you want a Grace. They helped make my dad's last weeks comfortable, calm. It was beautiful.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
Your business is made from your DNA. Your blood, your sweat, your tears. From a gleam in your eye, you gave it what it needed to grow into the pride and joy it has become. You wouldn't dream of letting anything bad happen to it, so you lavish it with love and wrap it in the cozy warmth of the silver lining. Pamper your business with a policy from West Bend.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each Butterburger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness. Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland. Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Call to donate today.
It's time to get more at the Rust Arrow Black Friday sales event. It's our largest selection of the year, and more selection means more savings. Save with 0% APR financing. Save with no payments until after the holidays, and save with more for your trade. Get more and save on a vehicle you actually want. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Honda, Toyota, Mitsubishi, Kia, Mazda, Nissan, and hundreds of used vehicles. You get more at the Rust Arrow Black Friday sales event. See our largest selection of the year. Visit us at rustarrow.com.
You know who Luke Fickell is and what his vision is for Wisconsin moving forward, win championships. But there's another piece to the Badger football puzzle. Zach Hanley joins us now. And Zach, what about the man who had the interim label since October 2nd?
Yeah, Jordan, the elephant in the room during his 35-minute introductory press conference was Jim Leonhard. The players didn't hide the fact that they wanted him to be their head coach. Instead, it's Luke Fickell. And for the past 24 hours, he was meeting with the team, trying to provide some clarity for the Badgers and build those relationships. His pillars for the program are trust, respect, and love. And Fickell knows step number one to success at UW is winning the locker room.
I know that from visiting with these guys the last, just the last few hours, that's what that locker room was built on, and now you've got a new guy that's walking in that's completely different, and they don't know me. And so there's things that have to be done to build those bonds, and they aren't done overnight. They're done with authenticity.
So who's coaching the bowl game? Well, no clear answer just yet, but Fickell said in some way, shape, or form he'll be coaching. He also said that he's open to having Leonhard on his staff. The two are going to meet again later this week. And as far as the 7-year deal he signed, Fickell is set to make around $7.8 million per year. Jordan?
Thanks, Zach. And already banged up Aaron Rodgers suffered another injury last night in Philly. He left the game in the third quarter with an injury to his ribs. Initially, he thought it was a punctured lung, but his lung is fine. He did get more scans today, to which Matt LaFleur commented on in his press conference, saying they will know more about his injury and condition in the next couple of days, but Aaron Rodgers is feeling better. Wisconsin volleyball had itself a weekend, earned its 4th straight Big Ten crown on Friday, closed out the regular season with a win over Ohio State on Saturday, then locked up the #1 seed for the NCAA tournament yesterday. Well, today they're moving up in the rankings. Badgers coming in second in the AVCA top 25, and on the individual level, Gulje Gutschkin picks up 2 conference honors, named Defensive Player of the Week and Co-Freshman of the Week. She recorded a season-high 28 digs against the Buckeyes. And for the second time this season, Giannis is the Eastern Conference Player of the Week. The Greek Freak averaged over 35 points, almost 10 boards, and almost 6 assists this past week. The Bucks are fresh off a wire-to-wire win over Dallas. They return to action on Wednesday against the Knicks. We'll be right back.
Make it pay for that, but it was Drew Holiday rejecting that screen that got Vucevic all out of position.
At the Volkswagen Sign Then Drive event, you can make maintenance cost worries so last year. Hurry in to lease a new 2023 Tiguan for 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month's payment, and 0 do-it signing. Limited inventory available.
Black Friday is here at Menards, and we've got the perfect present for your loved ones. With something for Dad, Mom, and the kids. Everyone in the family will get what they want, even your furry friends. Enjoy the season and the savings. Deck out the tree and stuff your stockings with these great gifts at amazing prices. Hurry in and save big money. These deals won't last long. Doors open at 6 a.m. on Black Friday.
Save big money at Menards.
And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand when everything's made to be broken. I just want you to know I am. I just want you to know I am.
Black Friday deals all month long during our huge Thanksgiving sale at Slumberland Furniture. Incredible prices, plus get 30% off on top of that store-wide. Come find your new sofa, sectional, or Lazy Boy recliner on sale. And we're still offering no interest for 3 years. 30% off and Black Friday deals all month long? Yes. And don't forget, mattress shopping is easy, fast, and comfortable. Come see our difference and get a great sale on a mattress today at Slumberland Furniture.
Oh, love that Chevy Blazer. That's our next SUV. Love that Equinox. That's our next SUV.
Nice Trailblazer.
It was love at first sight. What?
The Chevy family of SUVs. Find new options. Find new roads. Well-qualified buyers can get 2.99% financing or $1,000 cash allowance on all 2022 Equinox models. Plus, unlock your code to claim an additional $500 Chevy Cybercash. Visit ChevyCybercash.com today.
The insurance company's tiny check. You deserve more.
I wanted more. And I knew I deserved more.
Tell the insurance company you mean business. If you want everything you may deserve, call a powerful law firm. Why accept less when your case may be worth a whole lot more?
Hupy and Abraham.
They know how to get more from the insurance company. They got me way more than I was told I'd get.
Because a good lawyer shouldn't cost you more. They should get you more.
Call 800-800-5678. Hupy and Abraham. Right now.
At the Volkswagen Sign Then Drive event, you can make maintenance cost worries so last year. Hurry in to lease a new 2023 Tiguan for 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month's payment, and 0 do-it signing. Limited inventory available.
Channel 3000 Plus. Watch from your streaming media player or mobile device. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Finally, tonight, a South Florida woman is angry about her mac and cheese. Jordan, don't laugh. She has filed a $5 million lawsuit against Kraft Heinz Foods. She says the company's claim that Velveeta's microwavable shells and cheese is, quote, ready within 3.5 minutes is misleading. Ramirez says Kraft does not take into account the time it takes to remove the lid, the sauce, add the water, and stir. Attorneys for Kraft call this lawsuit frivolous.
And I'll bet you she sat there with a stopwatch the whole time.
She may have a case, Gary.
Probably.
She may have a case. The courts will decide. Gary, final check of the forecast.
Right now, temperatures right around 40 in Dane County, 40 in Madison, 39 Middleton, 39 in Edgerton. We'll widen out the view, and most of southern Wisconsin seeing temperatures within a degree or two of 40. Look for a low tonight of about 36. Rain showers tomorrow afternoon with a high of 50, but don't get used to it. It'll turn colder tomorrow night.
Jordan, those stories are always Florida. Always.
Always.
Have a good night, folks.